Stoney. Sandy and Lockie Neal returned for this weekend. Handy to get them some game time, in particular Sandy, I suppose, after the injury.
Yeah, absolutely. Rapt to have him back, and Lockie Neal as well. And we programmed their return for this week, so everything's on track, and we're just pleased to have them back in the side and be able to get some minutes into them.
How was Sandy before he had the injury? Like, has he been training the house down? What are your thoughts on him going into this season?
It's your term, the training the house down, isn't it? He was training really well, really strongly. Just a little hiccup. They were precautious with it, and it took time to get it right. Now it's right, and he's really itchy to get out there and play. And obviously we'd like to have him for round one, so this is a really good opportunity to get some minutes into him in preparation for round one.
Ross spoke really highly of Sean Darcy and how he's been, and then also a couple of his efforts last week. Does he get another go?
Sean's in the squad, and we haven't yet finalised how we're going to use our bench and so forth, but we're really pleased with Sean's his adaptation to AFL and what demands come with that. And he's a competitor, he's a big boy, he likes the contest, and he showed that last week. He's not frightened to back into packs and things like that. So really pleased with his progress, and we'll continue to give him opportunities where they arise.
Is there any other youngsters in the mix? Is someone like a Griffin Logue a chance to play this week?
We're really pleased with all our first-year players. I think we've got a really good crop through the door, and they're performing really well. Obviously, with all first-year players that come into AFL footy, Mark, that takes some time to adapt to the pace of the game and the demands of the game plan and learning those things. So they're all tracking along nicely, and last week we're really pleased with some of those guys performing at Peel. So Cox and Dimon and Logue, they all performed quite well at Peel. So they'll continue to be under the eye of all our coaching staff, and we'll watch them closely, and hopefully they'll develop quickly.
Mark, obviously Lockie Neal, I think he's had 4 surgeries in the off-season, all sort of relatively minor, nothing sort of major, but his interrupted sort of pre-season, is he back to full fitness now? Obviously going to play this week, so is he sort of back there now?
Yeah, he's at full fitness, but obviously there's games, and you just can't replicate games at training as much as you try and have match sim and things like that. You're not getting full tackle, you're not getting full collision and full contest, so these are the important games for him and for Aaron and for all our players to get game minutes in now in the pre-season and prepare them for round one. We like our players to be as match hardened as possible. By match hardened we mean they've had real contests and real games in the lead up to round one. So really important for Lockie. His fitness levels are fine, but it's just now getting that match hardness.
You speak of the match hardness, do you chuck him straight in the guts and say, right, let's have a go then?
Well, we could do. We'll work through that at final match committee this afternoon. But he's an inside mid. That's where he plays his footy. That's where he plays his best footy. He likes the contest. That's where he's produced his best footy and best roles for us, and that's where he's likely to play.
Last week you got opened up early and you could hardly get your hands on the ball. Do you need to maybe look a little bit at the opposition in terms of just a bit more structure this week, or do you just still say, right boys, go out there and let's get the hands on the footy and take it on?
We'll have a little bit of a look at the opposition, but really these games are about us and how we perform, and certainly wasn't anything to do with structure last week in terms of not getting our hands on the ball. It was all effort and intensity, and we got shown what that's about by a really good team who played with great intensity and played together really well. And so we on the back of that, with our review, said we've got to step up in that area of effort, intensity and sustained effort. And if we can do that, we feel like then you can look at your mechanics and your structures.
On the outside looking in, you've had 4 or 5 months off pre-season. You would think the effort and intensity would be there come the first pre-season hit out. Was that disappointing, and how much has that been a focus this week?
It was a little bit disappointing. I think Ross, was quite open with that after the game, and it was a little bit disappointing. But what it shows in AFL footy, they get to this point and they're physically prepared really, really well. But you only got to be 5% off mentally, and that doesn't come to life. And so we've talked about our mental preparation, and I'm sure the boys will be much better prepared when they get out on the track on Saturday against Collingwood.
I think Matt Taverner's out of the squad this week, using these last couple of games just to work out what your best tall forward setup will be.
Yeah, a little bit like that. I mean, Aaron comes in, he's a tall, and we just sat down, and so he comes in, one has to go, and we'd like to get some more time into Shane Kirsten and McCarthy and see how they blend into the team and build some chemistry. So yeah, Matt's the one that's been omitted.
It's hard to get a gauge on McCarthy and Kirsten last week, just with the amount of ball that was going to the Eagles end, but wasn't coming up in your forward line.
A little bit. I mean, we didn't get enough inside 50s. But they're also new players into our squad. They're learning our game plan. They're learning what little intricacies the other players have, which way they turn to their leg and so forth. And, it'll take a little bit of time for them to build that chemistry. But, we need to get to work and we need to get moving pretty quickly. And this weekend's another chance for that to build on that.
How important is it to get a strong effort this week, Mark, given as you mentioned, the lack of effort early in this week's contest?
Yeah, really important, Mark. I mean, we're not just about here to win games in this period of the season. The JLT series is about us building our dynamic, our team dynamic, and how we want to be seen, how we want to see ourselves, and building our brand. And our brand has always been about hard work and effort, and consistent effort and sustained effort. And these are what we're trying to build through this pre-season with a fairly new look squad.
Mate, you speak about the chemistry there with especially Cam and also Shane. Do you expect that to be much better come round one, or do you still think it's going to be an ongoing process this season?
We'd like it to be great round one, but the reality is it's going to take a little bit of time. How long, we don't really know, but we can't waste sessions. We're aware of that, and the players are aware of it. Every session's really important to us to build on that and to work on it really hard, and hopefully it comes together quickly. And these games help that as well.
You've had Aaron and also Lockie Neal back from injury, which is a great sign. How's Harley Bennell tracking with his calf? Yeah,
really well. He's tracking really well. He's ticking each session off as it comes. There's no change to his forecast. It's just exactly as the club's put out in the statement. But his attitude towards his rehab and his training is first class.
So has he returned to full training, or is he still on that modified at the moment?
No, he's still on a modified program, which he will be for a little bit longer. But all we can really, the strength and conditioning guys will set that for him. All we can really judge as coaches is how he approaches it, and his approach to it has been outstanding. So,
do you have an understanding of when you sort of think he might return to full training?
Really can't give it a definitive date. We know that we've programmed him to start to play around round 4, round 5, round 6, around that period. You can work backwards, but we haven't got a definitive date for that.
So that modified program, does that include ball work? Is he joining in any of the drills yet, or is he still just doing his running program at the moment?
He's in a rehab program which includes running and balls, and there are coaches that take that after the main session's finished, and he'll do some ball work as well as his running.
How's he going mentally? I imagine he's probably pretty frustrated by it all and just being in that rehab group for such a long period of time now.
Well, I guess human nature would suggest that, it's challenging. And that's why we really, as I said, we judge him on how he's approached it. And for any player, not just for Harley, for any player, that'd be tough to be in a rehab program for so long. But his attitude, as I said, has been terrific, first class, and we can't fault him there. And as long as he continues that, he will end up playing where we target him to play.
Just back on Cam very quickly, I think he admitted yesterday, excuse me, on the website that it was hard to get the speed of the game and the pace of the game. How long does it take for a player? I mean, he's been out for a year with whatever was going on, with him. But how long do you expect it to take to get used to the speed of the game again?
Yeah, tough one for me to answer, Lockie, because I haven't done that. I haven't been in that situation personally. But the game's always increasing in speed. It's changing constantly, both with the rules and with how players move. Hopefully he picks it up quickly. I think he will. If I was going to make a calculated guess, I'd say he'll pick it up pretty quickly because he's that type of guy and he trains hard and he works hard. But it just shows you that if you step out of the game for a lengthy period of time, it does take a little bit to get back up to the tempo of it.
And Fife plays this week. Will Fife play again the following week? Is that sort of the plan for that?
That's the plan, and given nothing goes awry for us, he'll play right through.
What were your thoughts on his first game from an outsider looking in? It looked like he was pretty fit and firing, and even that trademark leap and then the quick hands off as well.
Yeah, I saw all that, but I saw another side of it. I saw a young guy that just enjoyed playing footy again, being back on the park, competing against another opposition team, and just been really, really, fortunate, I suppose, or not fortunate because he's worked very hard, but feeling great about being able to play footy.